to Morrigan's cottage. My journey to self-sufficiency, creating a homestead on 4 acres, and renovating a 200-year-old cottage here in Ireland. Morrigan's cottage homestead is lucky enough to boast 4 acres of land. But for the last 2 years, you've watched me strim, push, pull, and mow, to no real progress. Ireland isn't called the Green Isle for no reason. Grass and shrubbery and greenness is in abundance. And for me, that means trying to keep up with the grass growing and the cutting schedule. To date, I haven't been very successful, but that's all about to change.
I am so excited to show you something. So as you guys know, for the last 2 years, I have been fighting with getting the grass cut and keeping a cut and keeping the lawn and then eventually the land clear of grass. But I'm really excited to show you guys what I've just received. So hang tight, let me get it in here. So look what we have here, a robotic lawnmower. It is from Mammotion. It is the Luba 2. It's all-wheel drive, so it should be able to handle my pretty up and down sort of terrain. But I am so excited to get this set up, and then hopefully this will just take care of the lawn for me. I will go through all the, features that it has and how good it is, but let's just get this thing unboxed and let's take a look at it. And I think there's a small amount of putting together, so we'll see if we can handle that. So Christmas basically came early for me because this is an absolute dream gift for people like me who have lots of grass and just not a lot of time to cut it. Okay, so straight away we've got the quick start kit. Let's have a little looky-loo. I love how big it is. Oh wow, this is packed so good. Okay, step 1. Do you mind?
I'm going to pop all the links below this video in the description for Mammotion's website, Mammotion's YouTube, so if you need a tutorial on how to put this together, you can see it there. And I'll put the specific link for the Luba 2 down there as well. But if you have any questions, just pop me a message and I can send you on the details.
So it's so much bigger and more robust than I thought it would be. I don't know why. I expected it to be probably maybe this size, but oh my god, it's amazing. So the great thing is, Mammotion actually have a video showing you how to put it together, so that's handy.
What I have to say about the setup is that actually it was really straightforward and easy. I thought from looking at it, it might take a bit of time, but it's pretty straightforward. The main parts of the system are already set up for you. You're just putting on that front bumper. You are connecting I call it the little AI face that you pop on the top. You put that on, screw it in, and you're pretty much done at that point. Then all you have to do is you'll move outside and you'll get your GPS pole set up. It's like an antenna that will help connect the Luba to, so it can kind of get an idea of where it is and where it's cutting and all that sort of stuff. But again, this was really straightforward and easy to set up as well. Even Morrigan was like, what are you doing? This is really easy. But I will put a link below to their YouTube channel so that you can check out Mammotion's videos if you have any kind of questions about getting it set up. When you're mapping out where you want to mow, you have 2 options for this. The Luba 2 can map out the area itself, so you don't have to follow it around and control it. But I actually really enjoyed controlling it, and it helped me get a feel for the app and how it worked and how fast the Luba 2 could move, and if it would stop when Morrigan was running and playing in front of it. So you can map it out two ways, either by the Luba 2 using its AI features or by you controlling it through the app. And I just did it through the app on this occasion.
Okay, so I just mapped, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, I'll put in screenshots. I just mapped most of the garden, and I think we give it a try. I've mapped where it needs to go home, so I'm a bit nervous. I don't know how it's going to do. Self-checking complete, robot self-checking, front bumper, robot position, battery check. Okay.
Start working.
Guys, I'm so excited to show you Mammotion Luba 2 in action. And I just wanted to shout out Mammotion for sending me this product. They're not paying me to give it a good review or anything like that, but we are partnered up on this video. They did send me the Mammotion Luba 2 for free to test out and give my honest opinion on. And let me tell you, there are so many things that I love about this little guy already. I have had it 2 weeks now, and it's done 3 or 4 cuts in different areas of the homestead so far. But here is the initial kind of cut that it did. I had mapped it out and I got it to work. Now I have this on silent because Morrigan was crying in the background because she wanted to chase it. But what I'm going to do is put the sound back on now so you can hear how quiet it is. It really isn't loud at all.
Hi guys, so I thought I'd give you a little update. Me and Morrigan are here. We're inside, relaxing and doing nothing while the robot is out cutting the grass for me. So I will go back out and check on it in a little bit. But have to say, so far I am so impressed because A, the grass is quite long right now. It hasn't been cut in weeks. And B, it's quite wet. And sometimes I don't think the camera picks it up. My land is very like ridgy, up and down, bumps and everything like that. So it'll be interesting to go back out in a little bit and see how it's gone. But oh my god, my grass is being cut and I'm sitting in here doing nothing. This is the dream. Most hard-working member of this team.
So now that we have the Luba 2 mapped and mowing, let's talk about some of its key features and why it was the perfect choice for me and why it would be maybe the perfect choice for you if you have similar ground and a similar kind of area size of land. The first and probably most important feature for me when looking at the different mowers available is that the Luba 2 has unbeatable off-road capabilities. When homesteading here in Ireland, it's unlikely you'll have perfectly flat land. My own is bumpy, it has hills, there's slopes, there's hidden dips, there's little holes from when cows used to be on the land, but the Luba 2 is all-wheel drive. It can navigate up to 80% slopes with no problems at all. A little later in the video, I'll show you how I put that to the test, and the Luba 2 did not disappoint. This little guy isn't so little either. He can achieve cutting heights of 25 to 100 millimeters, which is about 1 to 4 inches, and can navigate obstacles up to 80 millimeters high. When it comes to power, the Luba 2 has 165 watt cutting mowers with high torque, which makes it perfect to handle my long and wet grass, which again, you will see in the second task I put it through. It was long, it was wet, and the Luba 2 had no problems with it. You guys know for a homesteader, I am pretty techy. I love all my kind of smart connections and my smart devices and everything like that. So another big thing that drew me to the Luba 2 was its AI capabilities. Whatever tasks I can pass off on computers or AI, I absolutely will. The Luba 2 has a dynamic 3D vision mapping, So it can explore edges, it can map around your garden, under trees, all that kind of thing, around fences for up to 5,000 meters squared. It can mow in areas that there's no GPS signal using the UltraSense AI vision. For rural areas like mine, the ability to map out the land with no GPS is actually brilliant. It also uses advanced image processing to identify areas of grass it should cut, and it can also kind of navigate areas that it shouldn't cut, like your flower beds and stuff like that.
Alrighty, so it is actually the next day, because it was dark by the time the lawnmower finished. But I just want to show you how the lawn is looking right now. It looks absolutely incredible. So first impressions, really, really good.
After seeing what a great job the Luba 2 did on my actual garden lawn, it's time to put it to the test number 2 and see how it does on some hilly, holy, wet, long grass sort of terrain, and see if it can handle that, if it actually gets a chance to get around Morrigan. But thankfully its pet features stop it from hurting her. A big thing for me, and I know it would be for anyone else who enjoys nature, is that the Luba 2 has advanced smart obstacle avoidance. This means I don't have to worry about little hedgehogs or other little critters that might be hanging around in the garden getting hurt. The system for the Luba 2 adapts in real time to avoid this. It will also avoid old fence posts, scrap left in the lawn, and things like that. As you can see, the Luba has managed to dodge Mari quite a few times. She likes to stand in front of it or run in front of it or try to grab onto it, and the Luba stops every time and doesn't hurt her.
So I have set it up in what is going to be known as section 2, and this section is so bumpy. It's like dips and there's little holes, and I'm going to put it to the test and see, can this Luba get the job done. Now, I have low expectations just because even my regular mower has a huge amount of trouble down here. But it is all-wheel drive, and it can, you know, manually kind of move itself to turn around obstacles if it gets stuck in a little hole. So I'm going to bring you guys down there, and I'll set you up and you can watch and see how it gets on. So yeah, it's pretty cold, so we'll see what little Luba can do.
Another huge selling point for me with the Luba 2 is that it can mow up to 1.25 acres a day, which is huge. I have about 4 acres of land, so that means that in just under 4 days, the Luba 2 can get through my entire homestead. So once the summer comes and the ground is a little bit drier, we'll have to put the Luba 2 to the test and see if it can do that. There's a lot of different settings for the Luba 2, which means I have full control of how I want my cut to be. You can choose your cutting heights, you can choose how you want the grass to look once it's cut. In the last couple cuts that I've done, I've chosen parallel lines, but maybe next time I might do the checkerboard pattern. And there is also a cool feature that you can do 3D lawn printing. So if you wanted to write something like, I don't know, Morrigan's cottage or YouTube or anything like that in the grass, you can do that. The Luba battery run, it can go for about 240 minutes per charge. And I've noticed that what happens is once it starts to get a bit low at about 10 or 15%, the Luba will take itself home. Which is pretty cool. I'll actually show you doing that here now.
So the tarp glue broke off, but I got it back secured, so hopefully that'll do the trick. But here's the grass that the Luba did earlier. He's over recharging again now. When his battery gets low, he goes back over to his little dock and he gets in there and he charges. But this is what he did earlier. And then he has made a start on over here. But his battery was quite low when he started, so anyway, he's going to charge himself and get back at it. And we'll see how he gets on, and I'll report back in a little while. Very windy today, so not the best day maybe to be filming outside.
So the Luba 2 completed its second task, which was the really up and down, bumpy kind of terrain. And as you can see here, it didn't have any problems. There were 1 or 2 spots that it just didn't get the grass cut, and I think that's because there were deep holes that I had to kind of just navigate around. But once it finished, it just backed itself right up into its charging dock. As you can see, the wheels will turn, so it can do like a full turn without actually having to go forward and back. And it just pops itself into the charger and it will charge until it can go to sleep again. But you can see here is the finished lawn. So this is the second cut that I've done of the garden, and then just behind that is where we did the task number 2, the really hilly part.
So guys, I have had the Mammotion Luba 2 for probably 2 to 3 weeks now, and I have sent it out, I would say 4 or 5 times, because I have sent it out three times now in the regular kind of garden, testing out the different like heights that I can cut the grass. And I've also sent it out twice into the kind of rough terrain that you saw in task 2. And I just thought, to wrap up the end of this video, why not talk about some of the things that I really like about it. I have to say, like, 10 out of 10. The first thing that I really love is the app. With the app, you can control everything that your Luba 2 is doing. So you don't have to leave your house to get your Luba 2 to do what you needed to do. So a couple times I was in the living room just sitting there, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to send the Luba 2 around just to cut the grass, get the tops off, clean it up a tiny little bit, and I'll show you the app here now. Once you have the app pulled up, you can see how long is left on the mow. It'll tell you the minutes down in the corner. It will show you whereabouts the Luba is in its mow, so it will mark out, you know, if it's doing the perimeter like you can see in the app, or if it's working on, you know, its diagonal or its checkerboard or whatever pattern that you've decided to use in the grass. So it's great that you can just see all of that straight from the app. You don't have to wonder whereabouts is the Luba 2 in its mowing journey. It will also show you, is it connected to the Wi-Fi still? Does it have 4G connection? Is the battery level still high enough? And from the app, you can remote control it. So you can direct it. You can do a manual mow, so you can control where it's mowing, when it's mowing, rather than having it automatic. So you can do that as well. It's nice to have that option too, especially if you're maybe mowing somewhere that you haven't mowed yet in your garden and you just want to kind of keep a closer eye on what it's doing. So the app itself, super easy to use. You just download it, sign in, connect your Luba, and you are flying. The next thing that I really like about the Luba 2 is the camera. So I haven't shown you yet, but let me put some screen clips in here of the Luba 2 has a camera in the front, so you can actually watch where it's going as it's doing its mow. So it's like a real-time camera. It's just so cute because I think it's like in and around where the little eyes of the Luba 2 are, and it is like you're low down and you're just watching it go along cutting the grass. Actually, in these clips, what I'm going to show you is in the garden there is this old kind of bottom of a fence post that I never bothered to take out, because if I take it out then I'm like, I'm going to fall down that hole one day. So I've just left it in, but I really do need to take it out. And you'll just watch as the Luba comes up towards it, it senses it, and then it just goes around it. And when it comes back, it does the same thing again. So that's just showing kind of its smart feature there, where it's very much aware of its surrounding and it's not going to bump into, like I said, if there's a hedgehog in the grass or if there's a hare or anything like that, another little critter, maybe a big frog, because you know we've got lots of frogs, we're coming into frog season again. But yeah, the Luba 2 is great for going around different things, and it's a great example of how it would miss Morrigan as well. It can see it, it can sense it, it slowed down, it went around and then got back to mowing where it should be mowing. So that is another really great feature, and you can see it, which is so cool in the video that you can pull in real time. So you can be sitting inside and just watching your grass get cut in real time. Actually, in rural Ireland, safety features are probably a little bit less important when it comes to theft and things like that. But you just never know who might be driving by. They might see your Luba 2 and then they might try to take it. So the different security features that it comes with is that it does have app notifications. It has a geofence alarm. It has like authentication of ownership, so you know you can prove you own it. And it also comes with GPS tracking, which is really important too. So if someone does take it, you'll be able to find it. Something that will interest people who are in Ireland or maybe in the UK or other rainy countries is that the Luba 2 does come with rain detection. So it can sense rain, but it can also check local weather. So if it is forecast to rain and you have the Luba 2 set to mow that day, you do have a setting that you can just allow it not to mow because it's raining, and it'll reschedule itself for when it's not raining. And following on from the rain detection, the Luba 2 is waterproof. So it does have an IPX6 number. That's hard to say quickly. IPX6 number in waterproof rating, which is brilliant. So you don't have to worry about it getting wet or anything like that. But you can get nice little garages for it that it can park itself into and not get wet at all. Similarly, the charging station and the GPS antenna, those also are IPX rated as well. I think the final big thing that I'm really impressed with is how quiet the actual mower is. So when it's outside and it's mowing away, even if it's really close to the house, you can't hear it inside. I don't have any special windows. I think maybe they're double glazed, but I won't quote myself on that. And you cannot hear the Luba 2 from inside. Even when you're outside, it's really quiet. So that means if you want to get it set up to start mowing at like 6 a.m, you won't hear it. It won't wake you up, and it also won't annoy your neighbours, which is a big plus. So as I said at the beginning of the video, I have partnered up with Mammotion for this video, but they're not paying me to say good things. They sent me the product for free, and now I'm just giving an honest review of what I thought of it. As you know, I have 4 acres, it's very wet land. The grass is, even in the areas that I've been kind of keeping on top of, the grass is still quite long, it's very thick, it's very dense, and when it's wet, it's hard to mow. My regular mower actually has quite a hard time, particularly in the field that we did for task 2. That's constantly getting jammed and stuck, it's ridiculous. But the Luba 2 had absolutely no problems with it. I am so impressed. The minute I opened the box and I saw how well packed it was, and when I lifted the Luba 2 mower up and I felt how, like, I always say stodgy and dense, but like how robust and like strong it felt, I was like, oh yeah, this will do pretty well in my land. So when I set it off in the garden section, I didn't think there were any problems, and all the features that they say that this has, it does have, and it works well. But I was a bit nervous when I sent it down for the second task to do the really kind of just indented, wet, thick, dense kind of field. It had no problems at all. 1 or 2 spots it couldn't do, and in fairness now, how could it do it, because it's literally going down into a hole. I'll have to fill that, and then eventually the grass will go and the Luba will have no problem with it. But the fact that it can do an 80% slope, and it has the suspension and it has the all-wheel drive, it handled my very uneven land really, really well. I set it to the highest setting, and the 70, I think I had it at 70 millimeters cut actually for the first cut, and that did really well. And then the next time I sent it out, I sent it down to 65, and then that did really well as well. So overall, no problems. The battery lasts really well. When it goes back to charge, it just does it itself. So I can just leave for the day, I'll come home, my grass will be cut. So I'm really impressed with it. I think, as you know, cutting the grass has been like an ongoing joke on the videos, that, you know, for the first year, all I seemed to do was cut grass, and I really didn't get anywhere. Then the second year, I have to say, I promised year 2 of Morrigan's cottage I wouldn't just be cutting grass all the time. And I am cutting grass, I'm just not putting it in the videos. But this will really take a huge workload off of me, because to get the entire back garden and then that next little field, the kind of task 2 field, that can take me sometimes up to an hour and 20 minutes, depending on how long I've let the grass grow. Where I could be in painting, I could be Christmas decorating, I could be working on the hens, working on the sheds, just doing something else that would be a better use of my time. But the grass has to get cut. You can't really leave it. Especially if you have little, we call her tappy toes in my house, or twinkle toes is what I call her. Morrigan's a bit precious, and she won't go into long grass if it's wet, and she doesn't really like using the bathroom in very long grass. So the grass has to be kept pretty maintained here, and this will just make such a huge difference. So I already have it set up on a schedule. Now that we're in winter, don't have to cut the grass as much. I have it set to go cut the grass twice a week. So I believe it's every Wednesday and every Saturday that it goes out and it just does its little mow. and it's worked brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop all the links below to Mammotion's website, so you can go take a look at what they have. Like I said, I have the Luba 2. It's the all-wheel drive one. It's absolutely fantastic. So that's the one I'm recommending just because it's the one I have experience with. But they do have lots of other products that you can go take a look at to see if there's something else that might suit what you're doing better. I will pop a link to their YouTube channel as well, because if you're setting it up, the YouTube video tutorial was really handy because I just watched the man do it and then I knew how to do it. And they are also having their Black Friday sale. It is only until December 1st, so you need to get in there quite fast. But I'll put that information down in the description box below too. If you have any questions, just pop me a comment below. But I hope you enjoyed the video. It has been well needed, and a robotic lawnmower. I don't think there's a video I put up that people don't say to me, I need to get some kind of lawnmower that can just take the job off my hands. So Mammotion really came through and they really hooked us up with something good that, honest to God, I'm going to be using it now all the time. So look forward to seeing my little Luba 2 in future videos. I do think we should name him. I feel like I have this problem where I like personify everything, and he has his little eyes, like he just looks like a little robot. Have you ever seen the movie WALL-E? And he just looks like this cute little robot, and I feel like we need to name him and like appreciate everything he does for us. So if you want to drop a comment below on what you think we should call him, I think because it's a Luba 2, it should begin with an L, maybe an M for Mammotion, and also Mari is an N. So either an L or an M name, and if it could like end in like an IE or a Y. So like we've got Bridie, Bonnie, Mari, and Larry or something. Anyway, thank you Mammotion for sending me the Luba 2. It has been such a huge boost and such a time saver for me, to be honest with you. If you guys want to have a look at them, links below, and just leave me any questions that you have. But I will talk to you next time. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye guys, see ya.